Hi guys, hope everybody's doing well today on this Saturday, unless you're watching it on a different day than on the day you're watching it. Today I wanted to do a few things. I wanted to tell you about something, and I wanted to show you my little mini art supply haul that I had, and also a new first impression on some watercolors that I have. But the first thing I wanted to talk to you about was the book review that I did on 5-Minute Sketching People. Whoops, this book right here, I had to go grab it. This 5-Minute Sketching People by Pete Scully. He is an urban sketcher, artist, and this book is absolutely terrific. I have been reading this book and learning so many little tips and secrets from Mr. Scully, or Pete, and I'm so thankful for this book. I know a few of you were going to jump out and go purchase it, and some of you asked me to do my drawings of people on video so that you could work along with me. What I would suggest is, if you can afford the $19 on Amazon, $19.95 for this book, that you purchase it, because it is well worth it. I'm so happy I did. But one thing that you may not be aware of, because I caught it fairly quickly, I try to stay on top of comments, and I caught it fairly quickly, but I received some hate from a viewer who apparently went to UCLA Law School and got a little law knowledge and decided to accuse me of a felony for copyright infringement. And I just want you all to know that Pete Scully has given me his full blessing on the review that I did online. And this is part of an email that I received from him. Some of the personal stuff I'll just leave out. He also received an email from this same person who was trying to get me into some trouble for copyright infringement. I don't know if she was ambulance chasing and was trying to get herself a little law case on the side that she could come after me for, or what. And I don't know what I've ever done to this person. But anyway, he said I was a bit bemused by it. And he said, He said, "Of course, I don't mind. Please pay no mind to the person who emailed you. I will tell her that it is totally okay with me. The way I see it, once the book is out there, it is totally fine for anyone to review, and I'm totally honored that you have done so. Thank you, and best wishes, Pete." He did say, once he watched my video, though, he said he's very grateful that I made it. And he said that he was going to watch Liz's architecture book next, review next, the one that I did on 5-minute architecture, 5-minute sketching architecture, who also feels the same. And he said, what jumped out at me, this is what I really wanted to share, what jumped out at me was you saying how you were scared of drawing people. He says, me too. That was kind of my angle with the book, to be from the perspective of someone who didn't usually feel comfortable drawing people. But now I enjoy it. You get a really good message across in your video to keep trying new things. I also used to be scared of architecture and perspective, but now they are my main thing. Keep up the good work, keep on sketching, and thank you again. Cheers, Pete. He said, P.S. in the video, you point out one of the drawings by Marina Grachanik, who does very playful people sketches. I don't know if you are familiar with her work, but she is really awesome. She's an urban sketcher from Israel. I highly recommend her for inspiration. So I will post her name down below. You can Google her, and maybe we can all gain some inspiration, those of you who are with me on being afraid of sketching people a little bit. One thing I want to add about the whole 5-minute sketching people book. Those of you who have asked me to go through this with you and to work on people together, I have no problem working on people together. In fact, I'm sure Pete would not mind me giving you a couple of tips that are in the first couple pages of the book. just to get started. He suggested on this page here, outline simple shapes. Basically, he suggests that you go into magazines and just start outlining people. Just outline them. You can outline them in a contour, like one single line, or you can use the stick figure method and get their joints in there and all of that. Go through magazines with a pen or pencil and just start going through page after page and getting in that practice. It'll help you with proportion, although I will say something I learned from Jane Davenport in one of her classes many, many, many years ago that I took was that it was more of a illustration for models kind of a thing, and you always make their arms longer and their legs longer. She pointed out how stubby people could look in a magazine, and if you took their picture out and cut it out and put it on a piece of paper, they look mushed. And it's just the way that the photography is done and the way it's been put into a magazine. So they always lengthen their arms and their legs in order to give them a more natural look when you're looking at them through a magazine. So go ahead and start doing that. And I am going to start doing some drawing of people with you. There's also something else that I'm going to give you a link for. And it is for a channel here on YouTube. And I'm going to warn you right now, if you have a problem with art, with figures being nude, then do not go to this channel. But these are nude models for the purpose of art. And what they do is they start out with 60-second intervals where you're just drawing a quick gesture sketch of the action or their pose. They hold the pose for 60 seconds. You try to draw them, you get done, and then it has a timer in the corner and it will ding, and then it goes on to the next one, and you do that 4 times, and then they increase it to 2 minutes to 5 minutes and so on, so that you can slow your drawing down and get more detail in each drawing. It is excellent practice, and that is what I am doing, and I'm working on these models. And some of my sketches, oh my God, those poor people, they're beautiful, their bodies are beautiful, and I am just butchering the heck out of them, I'm telling you now. But I'm learning, you know, so I'm going to link the channel down there, and they have hundreds of these that you can watch. I mean, there's lots of them. Female models, male models, different sizes, different shapes, so that you're not seeing the same person over and over and getting used to just one body type. They have all sorts of different body types, and muscular people, not so muscular people, heavier people, thinner people, and it's just perfect. So I'm suggesting that to you to go ahead and do that as well, and that will help you get comfortable with sketching a full figure. So look down below and you will find that link. And if it's not there right after I post the video, it will be there shortly after. So on with the art supplies. So anyway, I wanted to share that about the book, and now moving on to my little quickie art supply haul. One of the things that I showed you the other day was from a different angle, and I bought these things, whoops, to hold my brushes in. This one that I purchased, or one of them that I purchased, they would only allow me to purchase one. It was limit one per customer. They were like $5.99. So then I ordered another one. And one is shorter than the other, which is kind of cool. Probably because one can be for tall or short, long handle or short handle brushes, and the other one's probably basically for short handle brushes. But those are just some of my watercolor brushes that I use more frequently, and I wanted to have them available, easy to find. I'm sorry, I'm all tangled up here and I can't, oh, there we go. I wanted them to be easy to find, and I was using this thing, and all of my brushes were going every which way, and I was having trouble with all of those in here as well, trying to find the brushes that I was looking for, especially during videos. I had to keep pausing the video because I was taking so long looking for brushes. So getting those was very helpful, very inexpensive, and they kind of have mixed reviews. Some people like them, some people don't. I think they're perfectly fine, and I like them. So I just wanted to share that with you. Then I was looking for a new portable brush holder. I told you before, hang on, let me grab something here. I told you in the past that I can't find my other one now, darn it, that I had been using one of these brush rolls for my brushes and my pens when I go urban sketching. And I'm sorry, I'm still looking around my room for something, and I've got paintings on the floor, canvases and stuff, and I can't find what I'm looking for, but anyway, I used this, and I had another brush holder that was stiffer. You could fold it and then fold it back again, and it propped up, and it was like a brush easel. But I had been using this because I could roll the brushes up until I saw somebody complain that their brushes got bent over, probably because they folded the top down too far. And I've been meaning to get some Velcro for this so that I can keep it up high and it wouldn't do that to my brushes. But in the meantime, I thought, you know what? I want to make sure that my brushes are safe. So I found this thing called the Art Bin online, which is plastic. It's very lightweight, and it has this foam in it that has little sections for brushes. So what you can do, let me just grab a few brushes here, is you put your brushes in with the handle facing the center. You can put long handled brushes in, which would be across the entire way, or you could put short handled brushes in like this, and then when that side's full, you can put them in this way, this way as well, so that both sides get utilized, and you can fit a lot of brushes in there. So I thought, oh, this is really cool, and I got it. But I thought, you know, I'm not sure if I'm going to like a plastic one, but I might like a plastic one because of the ability to toss other things in there when I'm urban sketching. But I want to keep things lightweight, and you know, plastic is heavier than the material. So I also got this that I got on Amazon, as well as those brush holders. Then I found this. It is the Rockwell Artist Brush Easel. It was on sale at Jerry's Artorama, and I love a good sale. So it just came today. So I thought it's very similar to the other one I had, which I wish I could find. I don't know where the heck I put it. It's driving me flipping crazy. It's got to be right under my nose. I'm going to pause this one sec. And it was right under my nose, right across the room. But I had something on top of it. I'm sorry, my hair is all over the place. It's this. I got it from Cheap Joe's back, many, many, many years ago. And it also has, I thought it had a pull handle on it as well. No, I'm thinking of a pencil case. But anyway, it Velcros like this so that you can carry it. But you see this fold here. It folds, you put your brushes in. It is so speckled and dirty from me speckling and painting, and it's gotten a lot of good use. But your brushes go in here, same way. Just stick one in there like that, and then you put the flap over it to protect it, and then you close it up. And when you're ready to use them, you take your Velcro, push it back, flip this down, and it becomes an easel. And all of your brushes are all lined up here and ready to use. And it sits very well on a tabletop, just like that. But it's so large. It's long. It's very, whoops, my air plant, my dead air plant. Who could kill an air plant? Actually, I think my son killed it before he gave it to me for Christmas. So anyway, I decided I wanted to try another one because I like this, but it's so long to fit into my sketch bag up here that I wanted to try something different. So I got a small one of these, and it's shorter. It takes a lot of length off of it. The old one that I got from Cheap Joe's, the American Journey one, which is excellent if you're interested in it, is 14 and a half. Well, let me go back here. Make sure I'm all the way. It's 15 inches long, but probably looks about 8 inches. Yeah, just under 8 inches wide. This one that I just got looks about the same width. It's about 7.5 inches wide by 11 inches long. So it's 4 inches shorter. It has this little handle thing, but that's going to be used for something else. Then you just unvelcro. This is the first time I'm opening it. Unvelcro the top, and it's the same kind of concept. You can put brushes, top and bottom. It holds tons of brushes, which I wasn't even aware of. Then you take this, flip it upside down, Velcro it, and it is a stand. Got that all tangled up. There we go. It is a stand, and you can set it on your tabletop, and the same thing again, you can put all your brushes in it on both sides. And of course they don't want to go in yet because this is so tight right now. There we go. There. And you fit them in on both sides, and you can travel with a ton of brushes. And this is for the short-handled brushes. I use short-handled brushes in watercolor. I really only use long-handled brushes in oil painting for whatever reason. I'm not sure. But anyway, it holds, well, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21 holes. But if you're putting little skinny brushes in, I'll bet you could fit a few to a hole if you needed more. This side has wider slots for larger brushes. This side has narrower slots for narrower brushes. And you can fit skinny brushes in there without them falling out. But you could also double up and put a couple brushes in there as well. So I wanted to show you that. This is really cool. And then when you're all done, you just fold it up. Now, it doesn't have a little pocket for the bottom of the brush, but you don't have to worry because when you close it, you're making a pocket with this fold. So it makes it very nice. And then, I don't know why this is on the inside. You'd think this little tightener thing would be on the outside, but that's a strap. I suppose you could hold it, but I would think that this is a handle. You could probably put it over your shoulder, yeah. Or you could tighten it, and then you could make it very short if you want to make it really short. Or you can just put it over the back like that, too, which is probably what I do, and then just tighten this up so that it's not flopping all over the place, and then you're ready to go. So that is that. And then the coup de grace, so to speak, is that everything? Brush holders. Oh, with one of the brush holders, I also got one of these cheap plastic palettes, which, you know, they can be okay, but you probably have to take a magic eraser to them. And they got the little nubbins on the top here so that you can set your brushes in between, and they don't roll around. But this is my last thing. I finally broke down and got a set of QoR watercolor paints. I got the set of 24. I was looking at Lucas, and I still want to try Lucas brand artist quality watercolors, but I was looking at the vibrancy of these, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to break down and I'm going to buy them. So that's what I did. I got them on sale. Jerry's had a sale going on, so I got them. So it says here that they're deep, rich, beautiful color. QoR is made by Golden. Exclusive binder gives color greater intensity and clarity while retaining the best qualities of traditional watercolors. QoR offers a strength, range, and versatility unmatched in the history of watercolors. That's a giant claim to be making. Cadmium yellow. Okay, these are the colors. Cadmium yellow, primrose, Nicolazo yellow, quinacridone gold, diarylide yellow, transparent pyrrole orange. Yay, finally! I need that color. Cadmium red medium, permanent scarlet, permanent alizarin crimson, quinacridone magenta, dioxazine purple, ultramarine blue, cerulean blue, chromium, phthalo blue, cobalt teal, viridian green, sap green, green gold, raw sienna natural, burnt sienna natural, raw umber natural, Van Dyke brown, Payne's gray, neutral tint, which I don't have, I'm glad, and then of course titanium white. They have this strange palette for mixing. You open it up like this, and this becomes your mixing tray with all these little nubbins in it. And it also is where you would hold your watercolors. But, and I failed here miserably, this came with tubes, tube paint, which I prefer. And I didn't buy my pans or magnets, but what I'm going to do is make a palette out of this. And like my DIY palette that you've all seen with my Inktense tray, and this is what I did, and I made a palette with it. But in the meantime, I'm going to have to take the colors and just stick them in here. So these colors, even the tubes look gorgeous. I can hear angels singing. Do you hear them? Listen. I hear them. But anyway, so let's take a look at these and see how good they look. The thing I noticed with this is the different sizes of these little trays in here, and I'm thinking looks like there's probably at least 24. Maybe this is an extra for washes. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So there's a couple extras. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put just a little bit of paint in each one of these so that I can get started. I've gotten all the colors down, and now I'm going to let them sit and dry for a while, as tempting as it is for me to dig right in. I do have to take off. I've got a music gig today, so I'm going to go ahead and take care of business and let this dry. And when I have given out light fast reports on previous palettes, I just want you to be aware that I am using the light fast ratings that are given by the companies. And some people say, oh, those aren't reliable, and maybe some of them aren't reliable, and there have been people who have found certain colors to be very fugitive, but if they're following UTSM standards, those standards are set. They're unrelated to the company. They're set by ATSM. So I just wanted to throw that out there. So let me let these dry, and then we'll get back and see what they are like. It's been a couple hours, and I've got my colors all out here. Some of them look dry. They're dry to the touch. Others look a little gooey still, but for the most part, they're dry. What I'm going to do is just a quick water, a little swatch test, and we'll see. I'll tell you the light fastness and everything. This first one is Cadmium Yellow Primrose. Oh shoot, this brush is dirty. See, I am bad with that. I think they're clean when I put them away, and they're not. That was bad. Yikes. Let's see now if it's clean. That's weird. It's still staining. There, I think I got it clean now. Anyway, this is Cadmium Yellow Primrose. Let's see what this does here. Oh, too dry. And my light isn't down here. That would help. There, now you guys can see. Still had it the other way for when I was talking to you. I don't think I'm going to like those little pans. And there's the color. I'm just going to run a swatch down. Look at how much color is in that little swipe. It's very pretty. The light fastness on this is light fastness of 1, which is excellent. The next color is Nicolazo Yellow. I'm sorry, I'm hoarse. I was just singing. And there's the Nicolazo Yellow. It looks a lot like Daniel Smith's Nicolazo Yellow, from what I can remember. Nicolazo Yellow and quinacridone Gold are very similar in pigment color. And the light fastness on the Nicolazo Yellow is also a 1. The next color we have here is quinacridone Gold. Let's see how different it is. No, I'm thinking of a different color, not quinacridone Gold. Now, their quinacridone Gold reminds me of my quinacridone Sienna. I'm going to just grab my colors real quick here. I'm really curious. My Nicolazo Yellow is right here. So I'm just going to pull a little up here. This is my Nicolazo Yellow from Daniel Smith. See, it's golder, more gold. And then my, what was the other one that was very similar, I thought? Oh, can't remember. Quinacridone Gold, which is not where it's supposed to be. Quinacridone Sienna. Yeah, it is. Okay, just looks brown. And this was quinacridone Gold also. Yes. So they are different. This one's oranger than the Daniel Smith. Here's the Daniel Smith and here's the QoR. And we'll see as it dries how it does. This is drying fast. So, okay, now the next color is, the quinacridone Gold is a light fast of 2, which is good. And so is the diarylide Yellow, which is a warm yellow, somewhat like gamboge, I would say. To me, it seems a lot like gamboge. Let me see my gamboge over here. Here's my gamboge. Might be a little dirty, but the way I'm seeing it so far, the Daniel Smith colors, which I'm putting on dry, very much drier than these, are still brighter than the QoR colors. They're very close, but the QoRs, I think, have them beat. The Daniel Smith has them beat as far as color goes. The next one is Transparent Pyrrole Orange, which is a light fastness of good. I can't speak either, my goodness. So here's the next one. Beautiful transparency. Loving that color. The next one is Cadmium Red, which has a light fastness of 1. Now your cadmium colors, being a mineral base, they're going to always be a semi-transparent color. If you get a hue, it would be more transparent because it's a synthetic. There's a piece of glitter there, probably from my fingernails. Beautiful red. Then the next one is, let's see, Permanent Scarlet, which has a light fast rating of excellent. Permanent Scarlet is a warmer red, normally like a vermilion or something like that. I'm just going to put it below so I can save some space here. And that is a gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous color. And then we have, after the Scarlet, we have Permanent Alizarin Crimson, which has a light fast rating of good. Very pretty. Gorgeous. And then we have, what is this? It's got a light fast rating of excellent. Quinacridone magenta. Quinacridone magenta being a synthetic color. The quinacridones are staining. If you ever wonder what colors stain and what colors do not stain, and it's hard to keep track of in your head, there is a little saying that the Spin Doctor does on YouTube. He's a chemist or scientist or something. He talks about watercolor all the time. It's PQRS. Remember PQRS. Your phthalocyanines, if I said that right, your phthalos, all of your phthalo colors, regardless of pigment, blue, green, whatever. Phthalos, quinacridones, all reds are staining. S means staining. So QRS. Quinacridones, reds, wait a minute, PQRS, I'm sorry. Phthalos, quinacridones, reds are staining. Phthalos, quinacridones, reds are staining. That's how I remember it. It takes me a minute sometimes, but I do remember it. So if you're doing glazes, you'd want to have your staining colors probably down first. The next one is dioxazine purple, and that has a light fast rating of excellent, which surprises me because I thought that was not usually light fast. It's a gorgeous color though. Put it down here. I'm going to start it on the pink and see how pretty it is on the pink. You can glaze it over other colors. Pretty. Then we have ultramarine blue. Right here in this big spot. You know, I think I'm just going to get a metal palette, or maybe use my metal palette and get some, you know, one of these and put my core colors in it. Right now I've got half pans. I think I can fit 24 half pans or 12 full, and I've got a mixture. But I think I'll get some pans, or maybe get a bigger box or something like that to put these in instead of using this container. So they are beautiful colors. I think I'll get a lot of use out of these. I really like them. Now, they weren't cheap. I got them on Jerry's. Hang on, let me look it up. Okay, QoR watercolor sets are 40% off list. And I'm not sure if that's their regular price. No, it's a sale price. Let's see. They have an introductory set of 24, 6, 12, or high chroma colors 6, and earth colors 6. I got the set of 24 box, and it was $71.99. So they're not cheap, but they were cheaper than getting the 48 color Lucas, which is what I want to get next, and I just don't have the money for it. So the next one is cerulean blue, and I don't think that one's very good, is it? Oh yeah, it's a light fast of 1, which is excellent. Now somebody asked me, why are you so concerned about light fastness? What difference does it make? It makes a big difference if you are using your watercolor to do artwork that might be getting light on it at all. And sometimes even if colors are in the dark, they will change over time. Just over time they change. Some of them will change color completely. You might have a yellow that turns brown, or a red that turns purplish, or like a blood red, or a brown red, or something like that, or they just fade. So you want to be careful. Make sure that if you're going to spend the money on paints, spend the money on good paint. And do your homework before you go. Check light fastness. Check to make sure they're artist quality and not student quality, if that's what you're looking for. If you're getting a student quality watercolor, you can expect the light fastness to be worse. That's just how it works. They spend less money on them. They use a lot of hues. They use a lot of binder. So just be aware. This next color is phthalo blue green shade, which is what? A staining color, right? it means you will not be able to lift it off the paper once it's done. You might be able to lift some, but for the most part, that color is staying put. The next color is Cobalt Teal, which has a light fast rating of excellent. The Phthalo should also. Phthalos usually do. Oh, that one's a 2. Cobalt Teal is excellent. It's more opaque. Now I have a Cobalt Teal here too, Daniel Smith. I hardly use it. Let me see what it looks like. I might like the QoR better. Very close. Look at the difference in pigment here. That is the QoR and this is Daniel Smith. I didn't get enough down, but you get the idea. Here we go. Very, very similar colors, aren't they? The quality is very good as far as I'm concerned. Somebody might tell me wrong and say, no, you don't know what you're talking about. But I'm just saying from a standpoint of a nice looking watercolor, this is very pretty. The next one is Viridian Green. Love Viridian Green. This is actually much deeper than I would have expected from a Viridian Green. Thought it would have been a bluer green. And then the next one we have is Green Gold, and it has a light fast rating of 2, which is good. Oops, I got a little too much pigment there. And move it around. And then good would be a 2. Raw Sienna is a light fast rating of 1. Still add a little green on there. It should be transparent. Unlike, can't even think the name now. I'm losing my mind. Yellow Ochre is usually not transparent. Then we have Burnt Sienna. Pretty. Then I think we're going to be getting into our grays, but let me see here. We've got Raw Umber, which is a light fast of 1 also. And we're getting into our grays, aren't we? Maybe not yet. Van Dyke Brown. That's this one. The next one is the gray. Yeah. Van Dyke Brown. It's a red or brown. Then we've got the grays. I'm going to try to fit them on here. This one I believe is Payne's. The Van Dyke Brown had a light fast rating of 1. Excellent. And the Payne's Gray has a light fast rating of 2, which is good. And then the last one I have, I still got gray on here, I got to get it all off, there we go, is Neutral Tint, I believe. Yes, Neutral Tint with a light fast rating of 2. Can tell the grays apart here side by side. That Neutral Tint is pretty. Maybe it's because I pulled a little bit of the Payne's Gray into it, but. And then we have white. And I'm just going to pull up some white and see what it does to other colors. This is the white. It's actually fairly opaque. I'm surprised. There we go. So this is all of the colors. They're very beautiful, highly pigmented. Didn't take much paint at all. As you can see, I just put a drop out, and these are hardly touched. So I'm just going to let them dry, then I'll flip them over and put the lid on them. But in the meantime, this is what it looks like. And I'm going to try to find a painting to do. My next painting I'll do with these colors so that we can see. And then there were a few people that wanted certain videos. I know Gracie Shack was asking for a willow tree tutorial. Okay, well, I've got some editing to do. Have you ever been talking and fall asleep while you're talking? I was doing my video and went on some tangent. I started to say something about somebody having a video request, and then went on some tangent about a dream tree house. What the heck? I thought, wait a minute, what am I talking about? And then I fell asleep right here, sitting here, just out like a light. Oh my gosh. It's usually every night between 7 and 7:30, and right now it's 10 after 7. So I had a 2-minute nap, and I'm back now. So we will edit that portion out. But I wanted to say something here. I was looking online a little bit to just check the light fast ratings, because somebody had argued light fastness on my last watercolor video, and I'm trying to think which watercolors those were. But if they have ATSM ratings, those ratings should be true, because they send them out to the American Standard for Testing and Materials, ASTM. I keep saying ATSM, it's ASTM. And they send those colors out, and they do the light fast tests on them, and then they rate them and let the companies know. So right now I just saw something online here. There's a QoR light fastness testing update. In the last issue of Just Paint, it said they discussed why some QoR colors had a light fast rating of NA, or not applicable, while most carried the familiar ASTM light fastness ratings of 1 and 2. Essentially, this came about because some of the pigments being used at that point were not currently rated by the American Society for Testing and Materials, although all of them were in the process of finishing up several rounds of tests that would allow them to be submitted for approval. So they're happy to finally be able to report those initial results with you. Anyway, so these do have very good light fastness, and in my next video, my next painting, I'm going to use these colors so that you can see just how they work. If you're looking for a good starter artist quality set, I would say this is a big bang for your buck here. 24 colors of artist quality pigments. Granted, they're not large bottles, but they're going to get you, or tubes, they're going to get you started, and you're going to have them for a long time. If you don't use them wet right out of the tube, you'll tend to get longer use out of them, like if you put them in pans yourself and let them dry and then reactivate them. You're still going to get the same quality of pigment. I prefer mine dry because I end up using too much pigment and I waste it if it's wet. So, but if you're looking for a artist quality set and you can afford $71 or $72 plus shipping, which is usually about $6.50 from Jerry's, I think. When you get over $59, shipping is free. So you'd be all set. If you get this one set, you're going to be set for, oh gosh, depending on how much you paint, these would last you a good year. And then you can just replace one color at a time, you know. Cheaper than Daniel Smith. You can't buy sets of Daniel Smith that I know of. They just have the introductory sets, like 6 colors and stuff like that. But this is really good. And if you can't afford 24, get the set of 12 or the set of 6. That'd be great. And that way you're using artist quality paints instead of student quality. And there's nothing wrong with student quality, except you're not going to have the light fastness rating. And if you have a painting that you love, chances are it's not going to stay beautiful for very long. So you're best to scan it, and that way you can have prints of it made if you need to. But or just use student grade watercolors in your sketchbooks or when you're out plein air painting or whatever. because you're going to close a book and you're not going to have light getting to it. So I will be doing Gracie's request very soon for the willow tree tutorial. Oh, you guys wanted to see some of my people. These were my 1-minute sketches. That's a 1-minute gesture sketch that I was doing. They were hard. This one was my best one, but that was hard. And let me get back to the tutorials and stuff. The video's coming up here. Got some more book reviews coming up. A paintbrush video that I plan to do. That's okay. I just thought I'd give it a shot. Another one, let's see. Somebody wanted to know my favorite watercolor pigments, 12 to 16, and the ones that I think someone should begin with. And that was Suzala who requested that, and that will be coming up soon. I'm going to be doing a video on granulation, so you can see paints that granulate, and staining and that kind of thing, sedimentary colors, lifting colors and that kind of thing. And I did mention the staining being the PQRS. Somebody else wanted me to paint a boat scene. Oh, those were both requested by Gracie. And then I had one other request that I am failing to remember, and I will get that down for you. So I do have lots of videos coming up, and I'm going to be doing a painting hopefully tomorrow. So Sunday I should have a painting video up, and I will do it in real time so that you all can watch it, because everybody seems to want the real-time videos. So it won't be live, but it will be real. It'll be a complete video without me fast forwarding it at warp speed. So everybody have a good night. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, please give it a thumbs down. It helps me out a lot to know where I am in standing with you guys. So if you please let me know, and if you enjoyed it, please subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. Bye-bye.